Well, Martin, even by Formula One standards, it's been a remarkable couple of days here in Malaysia, and all of the talk and all of the conjecture and chat harks back to events in Australia.
Absolutely. It's been a crazy situation. I can't believe McLaren have allowed themselves to get into this position. It's all about the safety car conditions at the end of the Australian Grand Prix. Hamilton and Trulli, who overtook who. Did Hamilton allow or even force Trulli to go back through? In the steward's office, Hamilton was asked that question directly and he said no. Subsequently, they've heard the radio correspondence, they've seen footage and other interview information, and it seems that Hamilton did not tell the truth. His reputation has been badly damaged, and one of the best guys in this Formula One paddock, Dave Ryan, 35 years at McLaren, has been burned. He's been sent home, suspended.
Now, of course, the question everybody wants to know is why did Lewis decide not to tell the whole truth to the stewards? He's come out today, spoken to the media, he looked very downcast, quite emotional, and said he was misled by his team manager.
Yes, the team manager's taken the can for it. I think sitting in the steward's office, they saw an opportunity to gain third place. They finished fourth. It's one World Championship point and another trophy. It's almost a professional dive in many respects, and they've been found out.
Trusting your team that they know best and they know what's best for you as a driver. How will this affect Lewis's relationship with McLaren, do you think?
I think it'll damage it's recoverable. Lewis really in many ways is as much to blame as the team. They'll just have to get their heads down, go motor racing, score some more victories and try to put this behind them. And
of course there's been a newfound unity in the paddock amongst the teams. This isn't going to help that unity, is it?
Not at all. It's quite divisive in that respect, and they really pushed McLaren out there and they tried to damage the Toyota team, and I don't think they will appreciate that too much.
And is this the end of the story?
I think for Lewis it is. He'll be allowed to carry on racing. I think for the McLaren team, the FIA will look into this a bit further.
Explain why you've had to suspend Dave Ryan.
Well, as you say, I mean, it is incredibly sad. I've known Davey for 20 years. I think if you walked up and down this paddock and spoke to anyone, he's a incredibly hard-working and diligent individual, and I think almost universally revered. So it was an incredibly shattering day for the team and for Davey and for many of us who have known him for many years. But over the course of examining what went wrong in the stewards' meeting in Australia, it was clear that there was a real serious error of judgment that arose when you consider that you're giving technically honest answers. At some stage you've got to pull back and say, okay, we understand that, but if given that you knew the point of the question, was there an entirely full and honest account given, and we've had to conclude this morning that that wasn't the case, and therefore had to take very difficult decisions. So it's very sad, and it's something that's made a huge impact in our team today. It's been clearly something of a distraction for us, but it really has happened this morning. So we've had to deal with 2 practice sessions without a very key figure in our team, and that's distressing for all of us. But at the same time, we've got all the challenge of this competition in any case.
Why did he give dishonest answers to the stewards? What was his motivation?
I think in the event itself, Davey recognised that he had reacted quickly to the fact that Lewis had legitimately passed Trulli, and he'd given the instruction to tell Lewis to allow Trulli back. He didn't need to do that because the pass had been legitimate, and I think that he carried the guilt of that, and that may have influenced it. I don't know what led to it, but the more we examined it and considered it, we considered that there was not the full and open account that the stewards should expect when they're asking questions of a competitor.
So he just froze, or he was trying to get Trulli a penalty and trying to secure Lewis third place?
No, I think Davey, and I think anyone who knows Davey, would not be wanting to create any injustice. He believed that a fair outcome would have been for Lewis to have been awarded third place. In fact, I believe that was the case. But in seeking to achieve that, he used, or he committed an error of judgment, which was not giving a full and open account to the stewards.
But Lewis said the same thing, and you haven't suspended him.
Well, I think Davey is a senior member of the team, a sporting director, and that was a decision that I had to come to minutes before the first practice session today. I think he has to manage and lead the information that we give the stewards, and that's what he did, and that's why we had to take that decision. Lewis was there, and I think Lewis is going to speak for himself later this afternoon, but it isn't a proud day or a happy day for anyone in our team.
I mean, you said in the press conference that Lewis was led by Davy Ryan, as you'd expect in those instances, but Lewis wouldn't tell an untruth just because Davy Ryan had done it. Surely he's got a mind of his own.
Well, I think in those situations, people try and they give what they believe to be truths, technically truths, but I think the impression that you can give by nonetheless answering technically correct is not full and honest, and I think Lewis got drawn down that path, and that's why I think the team, Davey, have massive regret for what happened in that stewards' inquiry in Australia.
I mean, everybody knows if you cut Dave Ryan, he bleeds McLaren. Can you understand why he would do something like this that would bring the team into such disrepute? Can you understand it?
Well, I wouldn't say I've spent the time now to understand it. What I think is that Davey was trying to get what he felt was the right outcome, and in doing so, he compromised himself and the team and Lewis.
Okay. Is any of this, Martin, to do with, let's just say, McLaren's previous and particularly Lewis's previous experiences in the stewards' room?
Well, I can't say, but I don't think that we can't hark back to other incidents in the stewards' room or anything else. The fact is, we've got to consider this isolated event. The stewards rightly expected to have a full and open, honest account of what happened, and progressively it's become clear that they didn't receive that, and hence the decision I took this morning.
How much does the team finally, Martin, fear any further action from the FIA, whether that's from the World Motorsport Council or anything they might want to hit you with?
Yeah, well, I think the truth is today it's been a very sad day, and we've been concentrating on that. This is something that occurred really minutes before the first practice session. We're in the middle of an event, and we're trying to deal with the huge hole that Davey has left in our team, and I don't think we're looking beyond today. We're looking at how we make sure this team puts itself in the right direction and focuses on doing the best job it can this weekend.
So it's clearly your hope that this will satisfy the FIA and bring a close to the whole affair.
Well, I think again, we've got to concentrate on what we're doing this weekend. We haven't been looking further beyond as to how the FIA or anyone else might react to this.
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. Obviously you all know what this is all for, but I think I should start with in Melbourne I had a great race. As soon as I got out of the car, I had the TV interviews at the back of the garage, and straight away I gave them a good account of what happened during the race. And recently, straight after that, we were requested by the stewards, and whilst waiting for the stewards, I was instructed and misled by my team manager to withhold information, and that's what I did. And sincerely apologise to the stewards for wasting their time and for making them look silly. But just really, I'm very, very sorry for the situation, for my team, for Dave, because he's been a good member of the team for many years. And whilst that I don't think it was his intention, or he's a good guy. And I went into the meeting, I had no intention of, I just wanted to tell the story, to say what happened. And I was misled, and it was that was, that's the way it went. And I would like to say a big sorry to all my fans who have believed in me, who have supported me for years, who I've showed you I am for the past 3 years is who I am. I'm not a liar. I'm not a dishonest person. I'm a team player, and every time I've been informed to do something, I've done it. And this time I realized that it was a huge mistake, and I'm learning from it. It's taken a huge toll on me. Apologize for you guys. I didn't speak to you guys yesterday, but I mean, it was a lot to take in and a lot to deal with, and so I'm here to apologize to everyone and just assure you it wouldn't happen again.
Okay, there are a few questions, just a few questions, please, from every nationality. Okay, so if you would put a hand up, then it's up to me. It's up to me to decide. Okay, David? No? Okay, can we have from over here? Thank you. Sorry.
Lewis, may I ask you, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel comfortable with yourself, what you've done?
No, I mean, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm sitting here in front of you. I mean, this is not an easy thing for anyone to do, to put their hand up and step back and realize they're in the wrong. But the fact is, I was in the wrong, and I feel I owe it to my fans. I owe it to my people to let them know. And but like I said, I was misled. It's easy to be misled sometimes, and I realize that that's the situation, and so that's why I'm here.
You say you were misled. Can I ask, how did you talk to Dave Ryan before you went into the steward and say, that doesn't stack up with what I've just said and what I believe and what happened? And how difficult was it for you then to go in, knowing that what you were saying was misleading?
Well, the thing is, we were rushed. We went straight from, I was still in my suit, we went straight up. Actually, when I came up from the garage, we went straight out the pit lane, we went straight there, and whilst we were waiting for Jarno to walk out, I was instructed. And I honestly acted as a team member. I just, the team advised me to do something, I've generally done it, and I didn't have time to think about it, to think about what I was going to do. I went in and I did it, and I felt awkward, felt very uncomfortable. I think the stewards could see that, and I guess that's why I'm in this position. But to refer to the guy before's question, I mean, I've never felt so bad. So I mean, try and put yourself in my position and understand that it's, like I said, I'm not a liar. I've not gone through my life being a liar or dishonest. And so for people to have said I'm dishonest, and for the world to think that, what can I say?
Lewis, you said that it was a matter between you and Dave Ryan. Was anyone else in McLaren involved in the planning for the decision at all? Was it only you two?
No, it was just me and Dave.
Lewis, there was nothing wrong with what you did on the circuit. There was nothing wrong with the radio conversation itself. Didn't you ask yourself why the hell they wanted to present this version, and what was the target out of it?
Well, like I said, I was out literally just walking in, so I didn't have time to really think about it. But for sure, afterwards, I wasn't completely sure why we were. I mean, we hadn't done anything wrong. We were just going in there to give an account of what happened. Regardless if I had third or fourth, Jarno did a fantastic race, and I have no need, or I had no intention of getting him a penalty. That was not my aim. That's not something I do. I earn my points and my positions through hard work, and that's not the way I think.
Two things. Have you apologized to Jarno, and was it you also to pressure the team to sack Ryan?
It's nothing to do that part. Second question is nothing to do with me. I mean, Dave is a great guy, and he's worked for the team for many years, so he's feeling it just as much as the whole team. And I haven't had the chance to speak to Jarno. I did actually see him before we went into the meeting, and I said sorry for the situation. But no.
Lewis, when Jarno went off and you passed him correctly because he was off the track, why was there any decision at all about letting him back in front of you? I don't understand that bit at all. Why didn't you just stay there, and why was there any radio communication?
Well, when the safety car comes out, the team tell you time and time again, no overtaking under yellow flags. So while that's been drummed into you, you're dealing with everything that's going on. Jarno went off the track, and clearly I went by. I tried to avoid going by, but I went by. And whilst I was sure in my mind that, yeah, it's not my fault, I've gone by him, I had to be sure. So I had to, I've worked this hard to get from dead last on the grid to 4th place. I'm sitting in 3rd now, and I don't want to be penalised. I don't want to lose the, don't want the hard work to go out the window by giving me a penalty or something. So I had to make sure it's better to be safe and sound. So I asked time and time again.
Lewis, just wondered, is this the worst thing that you've ever had to do, and do you fear FIA retribution for the team, which a lot of people speculated on? The FIA have said that it is possible there could be repercussions.
For me, I think the situation is definitely the worst thing I've experienced in my life, and that's why I'm here. I think it's right for me as a human being and as a man to stand in front of you all and tell you exactly what went on, and put my hands up and say, I couldn't tell you how sorry I am, and sorry to my team, to my family for the embarrassment, and it's a very, very embarrassing situation. I'm sure the FIA will act accordingly and in the right way. I mean, I don't know what else is going to happen in the future, but I think for me now, I've just got to try and focus on the race and try to move forward from this and learn from it and grow.
Okay, thanks, Lewis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.